Hey everyone, welcome to the EV show by Ludicrous Feed Live. Thanks so much for joining us. Today is Wednesday the 15th of October. Almost said 1995. No, this is 2025, 30 years later. Thanks for joining us. Should be a good night. Lots to chat about. Hope you missed us. We missed you guys. Lots to chat about in the last 3 weeks we've been away. Lots of people already on the stream. Thanks so much for joining us, guys and girls. So good of you to join us this Wednesday night. If you're watching us on replay, make sure you leave a comment. And if you're listening to us on audio podcast, g'day. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching us live, hello. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how the weather's like. What are you driving? Whatever it is, leave a comment. Good to hear from you. Let's thank our sponsors. So let's thank you to Hankook Tires, Driving Emotion. They do Aion tires that are EV specific. And thank you also to our new sponsor, Power Shop. For those who don't want wholesale pricing, you want constancy, reliability, that's Power Shop. They've got EV plans as well for day and night usage. Check them out. And thank you also to Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Speaking of Carloop, let's welcome our co-host, as always this evening, Mr. Riz Akhtar himself. Mr. Bonza, how are you, Riz?
Tom, good to be on. I know you've been flying. I'm always flying. Obviously, you're traveling with Singapore Airlines and a whole lot of, let's say upmarket airlines. I'm still with Bonza, supporting them through and through. I'm in the Bonza Lounge at Melbourne Airport.
Riz, Singapore Airlines Premium Economy versus Bonza First Class. It's a tough call. Come on. Let's be honest here.
It really is. And but yeah, that trip looked amazing. Sure, we'll hear more about it.
It was good fun, but it's always good to be back, of course, speaking to yourself. And also our good friend, Roland, our regular guest as always. Hey, Roland, nice to see you. Oh, hang on, I'll just take you off mute. Go again.
Oh, yeah, sorry, mute fail. Good evening, all. Hey, Tom, hey, Riz. Good to be back. Feels like a long 2 weeks.
It's always 2 weeks, Roland, you know that.
Everything's 2 weeks away.
And make sure you check out Roland's YouTube channel as well, Zapped. Link in the video description, as always. Lots of good content there. Yeah. It's been 3 weeks, I think, since we last chatted. 2 weeks away for myself. Roland's been on school holidays too, I'm sure, with his kids. And Riz living the high life, of course. Traveling around as always. Scott's asked whether Riz is doing Uber. No, come on.
Oh,
Riz gets driven around.
Well, exactly. If you do see a purple Rolls-Royce Spectre in your Uber app, then book it in. We'll make it happen with the umbrella complimentary included if it's raining.
Yeah, that's right. If you happen to catch Riz in the Spectre, get his card. You want that car all the time. Hey, thanks for joining us, all our regulars, nice and early. Hello, Adam, nice to see you as well. Hello, Jim, nice to see you. Yes, been a long time since the last live. Hello, it's only Dale. Hello, Tassie Evie. Hello, everyone. Good to see all the regular names in the channel. Hello, Andrew, nice to see you. Yeah, great. All these, yeah, hello, Jean, nice to see you as well. And lots of people missing us too. That's good to hear. Very good. Alrighty, well let's kick off with tonight's show, and we've got a couple of EV shows I just want to promote real quick. So this first one is, of course, the one coming up in Sydney, the Sydney International EV Motor Show. Now we had some free tickets being given away using my coupon code. I don't know how many there's left. We were given 200 per day, so check out one of my posts earlier this month. I think it was last month, actually. There may be still some, I'm not sure, but if there aren't any, if you just check out the link in the video description below as well, there is a bog off, buy one, get one free offer for each of the days in Sydney. So Friday, 31st of October, November 1st, and November 2nd, Saturday and Sunday. So Riz and myself will be there. I think Roland will be there as well. So it should be good to chat about all things EV and renewables and everything in between. So come and say hello if you're around. Should be a good one. And if you're not in Sydney, that's okay, because in Melbourne, there's also Everything Electric doing their debut show in Melbourne. Should be good. Riz and myself will be there, definitely. And they're on the 14th to the 16th of November. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well at the, I think it's the Showgrounds, Riz in Flemington. Is that right?
It is the Showgrounds at Flemington there, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, so that's 2 weeks later after the Sydney show. So yeah, we're pretty spoiled here in New South Wales and Victoria with lots of EV shows coming up. Excellent. Hopefully one will go to Brisbane and the other capital cities too next year. We'll see. Alrighty. Now, of course, big news this week, ZEEKR 7X. I think deliveries have started around Australia. I see Roland on his YouTube channel. He got a test drive as well recently, and so did me and Joy in Sydney. Yeah, Roland, I think you'll agree it was a pretty good drive, pretty stable.
Pretty stable, yep. Air suspension works well. It does do 0 to 100 in 3.8 or 3.81. I'll be very specific. I have not made the video yet, but 3.81 on paper with 1 foot rollout subtracted. So officially, if you go by how Tesla measures it, it's probably about 3.4. So it is quicker than a Model Y performance.
Yeah, that's super quick for a family SUV. Yeah, as me and Riz discovered in Adelaide as well recently, that thing can go like the clappers if given the chance, for sure. And as I said, deliveries. Sorry, Riz.
No, all good. I said it's fast.
It's fast. Yeah, definitely fast. And yes, I said deliveries have started. So this is what happened in Sydney today. Here we go. This is Sydney International Motorsport Park out at Eastern Creek in Western Sydney, and it looks like the first ZEEKRs are ready to go for owners in Australia. So good to see. I suspect they're owners, are they? Or are they part of the ZEEKR team down there? Might be part of the team, maybe. Anyway, these are the first production ZEEKRs ready to go for owners. So if you're watching, you got a ZEEKR 7X on order, it's coming pretty soon, I think. Let's do it one more time. Why not?
Yeah. Now, while that's playing, I would like to add, I happened to roam around the Sydney Motorsport Park with my runners on today. And there were some very, very happy owners, including a couple of very keen viewers and listeners of our show, the EV show here, who came up to me and said, when I asked them, what spec did you order? They said, Roland spec, what else?
What a win.
Now, rumor has it that the Roland spec, or the all-wheel drive, is actually, I think, one of the more popular variants, Riz? That's my understanding.
That's what it is. There's quite a lot of people have placed orders for this. Surprisingly, from some of the stats shared today, the rear-wheel drive, the entry-level one, is sort of the least popular. And yeah, people are opting in for the bigger battery, longer range, obviously with the all-wheel drive as well in the top spec, aka Roland spec. So, Roland single-handedly is, let's just say, inflating those top spec variant sales. That's just what we do here. Leap Motor, we elevated the YouTube channel. Now we've got ZEEKR 7X, just the top variant. And just looking in the car park before the delivery event, quite a lot of that green colored vehicles, green, the blue, and the gray, very, very popular. White appeared to be not so popular. But I think ZEEKR delivered about 50 odd vehicles today in Sydney, and over 100 families received their vehicles across Australia today.
Fantastic. Congratulations to the ZEEKR team for delivering what they promised, cars by October, which is really good. And I don't know whether they're sponsored by Shannon's or there's a deal with Shannon's. Why is that so prominent at the Sydney Motorsport Park? We'll never know, but there you go. It's a free plug for Shannon's there, sitting on the billboard. Anyway, congratulations to the ZEEKR 7X owners. You'll be very happy with it. Tested on real roads, as Roland did in Sydney, and yeah, pretty happy. And it can charge at a Tesla supercharger as well. So all good things. But now, I think
a couple of interesting things quickly just before we wrap this up. So we also learned today that they have now received 2,500 pre-orders for the 7X. And 74% of the people that have placed an order for a ZEEKR 7X are currently, it's their first EV.
That's fantastic. That's a really good stat, Riz. That's great. I mean, ZEEKR have done something right to convince them I know I've got a few colleagues actually in my workplace that have ordered one just because it's so compelling, especially the all-wheel drive version. You know, for less than $80,000 New South Wales drive away with the introductory offer, you can get as Roland said, 0 to 103.8 odd seconds. That's a real test as well. So, and it looks great. Free colors, I think, at the moment, or it was before. So that's probably why there's not many whites, right? Might as well get a different color. Good. Very happy. Yeah, Andrew says get a fair few upgrades. For example, head-up display with the long range compared to the base model. Yep, that's good. Donald says going to be a 20-lap ZEEKR 7X race. Yeah, why not? That'd be awesome, hey? A little sprint race. It's good. Tony says needs a go-kart mode to firm up. Yeah, probably should be one. Software update. Andrew says my estimated delivery date tomorrow. Congratulations. It's great to see.
Congrats. Yeah.
Cool. And Cameron says getting 7X long range in 2 weeks. Yeah, first EV as well. Great to hear, Cam. That's good. Yeah, Andrew, Matrix adaptive beam headlights cut from 7X. Okay, you know. I guess, look, some of the specs we don't get from China. Probably, I think it probably helps reduce the cost in some ways.
Yeah, I think, as product planners in these companies, it's very difficult to get the price right, which is going to attract enough buyers interested to at least get into the dealership and test drive one without scaring them away. And I guess if you include too much kit, those Matrix headlights could be one of the more expensive options. But I mean, you never know. It's always a compromise, unfortunately, when they are selecting the lineup for a local market. But yeah, I mean, having not really experienced the ZEEKR 7X headlights just yet at night, unless either of you two gents have, my understanding is they're pretty good with looking at what Beyond's videos in Europe are. So yeah, I don't know whether they get Matrix or not, but I guess it's always, like I said, a bit of a balancing act.
Yeah, not yet. I think Roland's the same. We only got test drives during the day, so probably with the media cars, I hope we'll be able to test them at night time. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Roland, question for you. You've got a Model Y, so here's a comment from Pepsi. The rear-wheel drive one is almost the same price as Model Y. Not sure if I'd get the base ZEEKR over Model Y. That's a lot of the questions I get on our videos. I'm sure Roland, you would too. Model Y ZEEKR, it's pretty close there, isn't it?
Very close, very close. But see, if I was looking at a Model Y, it's a lot more different in the sense that I would consider a rear drive. Like I'd put them in two separate buckets, like a rear drive and a long range. But then if you look at what you get in terms of differences, there is much more that you get in terms of bang for buck when you look at the 7X. Like as a total package, because you go Model Y entry level to long range, what do you get? You get more speakers, get a bit different battery. I think that's almost about it.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of inclusions as well in the Model Y, but the 7X rear-wheel drive, yeah, great package as well. Good price too. So it is hard, and from a drive quality point of view, I think the 7X drives remarkably well. It's really hard to split between, for me anyway, between the Tesla and the 7X. I think they've done a great job just tuning the suspension and the handling. It's a good package.
I think, yeah, it's sort of like the best way is to test drive both and see what works. The most common sort of thing I heard today from owners was they really appreciated the physical buttons that they found in the 7X. And that was one of the big sort of draw cards for 7X for them over the Model Y. And a few of them actually had driven both cars and XPENG G6 and BYD Line 7 as well. But in terms of the right balance for handling, space, tech, physical buttons, comfort level, fast charging, they were sort of the key things that they were pretty happy with. And then there's also one person also mentioned that towing is also important to them. So, but both vehicles can tow at least 1,600 kilos. But a few different factors, and of course the 22 kilowatt AC charging that you get with the 7X.
Yeah, and obviously the faster charging at DC, if you can find a charger, of course, with the golden brick battery and the chill-in battery. I guess it's kind of future-proofing yourself with the 7X. It's good. Yeah, it'd be good to get verify the fact that in Europe the ZEEKRs can only charge at I think 60 or 70 kilowatts at Tesla superchargers, but obviously Roland and I and Riz yourself will do the tests with the media cars too. Apparently in Europe they do get adaptive matrix headlights. A couple of people saying yes.
That's probably
confirmed.
why.
And just answering Tassie EV's question about whether matrix headlights are allowed, they are allowed. The Tesla Model Ys have got the adaptive high beams already, so it's definitely a feature on some cars. I think the Polestar's got them as well, so the high-end EVs get them.
Yeah, I've driven BMWs with them as well,
Yes.
so they do work pretty well in sort of country windy roads where you're trying to dodge kangaroos.
In European cars, like traditional ICE cars I'm talking about, matrix LED lights usually attract like a $3,000 or $4,000 option. Then you slap on whatever percentage for the taxes and charges, like at the end, that small percentage, it works out to be about $4,000 to $5,000. So I guess you look at the flip side to go, right, the performance spec you say 79, say 80,000, you round it up. If you go, it's 80,000, it's a great buy, would you still consider $85,000 as a great buy? Like 79 XXX seems to be way better to not have matrix lights. Now that's just purely my thoughts, but yeah, that's one way to think about it as well.
Yeah, I agree, Roland. I think having used matrix headlights, they're nice. Don't get me wrong; they're great to have as a bonus, but it's not a deal breaker for me. If I had a car with that one, I'd rather have a cheaper price. I think that's the way I see it. That's just me, though.
Now, and I'll also add that for 80 or 1,000, you can get a 7x performance all-wheel drive with air suspension. Just to put into perspective, it's $40,000 for each light in the Spectre. So for 2 lights, I could get that 7x performance, and that's, or you get 4 umbrellas. So it's give or take.
Riz, Roland, you know that we just bought the MG S5, and for that price of that car, you can get the the Starlight headliner and the Spectre that Riz has got. So, either contributing to Riz's Starlight headliner or an MG S5. Sorry, Riz, we had to go the MG S5. Being selfish there.
That's what it is, and I'm actually sitting in an MG S5 just to see what I would pick. Whether I pick the headliner or I would be in this space, which is also the Bonza Lounge.
The Bonza Lounge is it's not a physical space. It's an idea. It's an ideology, isn't it? Wherever you feel comfortable with the Bonza Lounge, you can take it with you anywhere.
That's it.
Too good. Yeah, and I think Tony's saying, forgot about the XPENG. There's a lot of choice in that segment, honestly. XPENG G6, BYD Line 7, Model Y, ZEEKR 7X, GAC Aion V Gents. We'll talk about that later on in the show. This market is exploding right now. It's so good. Okay, so speaking of Tesla, let's move on. So, Tesla have not launched a Model 2 or whatever you want to call a smaller Tesla, but they've released an affordable Model 3, Model Y. So this is interesting. So to compete with these Chinese cars, the cheaper end of the market, will a cheaper Tesla Model 3, Model Y do that? Will fill that space where Tesla fans want a cheaper car to instead of buying a Chinese vehicle. What do you think, gents? Have they done the right thing here?
Model Y is still $100,000 car in my head.
Roland spec. What does cheap mean?
Yeah.
Riz, your article says 14% off base price. So this is based on the US pricing, right?
It is. So, all right. So this was launched in the US. We sort of knew this was coming. We've spoken about it. Now, in the US, they launched the Model Y base version, calling it the Model Y Standard. It gets quite a few things trimmed away. But what was surprising was there's a Model 3 Standard. Now, that wasn't expected. Of course, it's a lot harder for them to... Well, it's easier for them to conceal that because the Model 3 Standard is literally just a trimmed away version of the normal Model 3. So even if they were testing it, you would never know. I think they're getting closer to the price point it needs to be. But what we have to really think about, this is the US market. There is no Chinese brands. They're not, and this is the starting price for these vehicles, as in that's the introductory price. Now, if the Model 3, which I think starts at around 37,990 or 36,990, if Tesla decided to do a special, let's say Q1 2026 at 34,990, then this would be the $35,000 car. At this stage, it's not. The Model Y standard has a lot of stuff that they have cut back, including the fact that, it's got, I think, a glass roof, but then on the inside, it's like sort of covered with fabric. There's a few other things in the US. You don't even get the basic autopilot anymore. You basically get cruise control of some sort. So they're encouraging people to go get full self-driving, which is $99 a month. But yeah, I mean, it's in showrooms now. Deliveries are going to be starting in a couple of weeks' time. Only 2 days later, after they announced this in the US, surprisingly, it popped up in multiple markets in Europe, and the European pricing is a bit better. I think it's in some markets, it's like over 20% of the price of what used to be Model Y rear-wheel drive, which is now, I think, Model Y Premium or something, and then there's this Model Y Standard as the entry-level car.
Yeah, good summary. I mean, look, what do they call this Model Y? I don't know, Essence, Air, Essentials. They got to have a clever name like the MGs and the BYDs, right? Just something to differentiate it. Like we've got the Model Y L in China for the bigger one, so some sort of clever name, I'm sure Tesla will come up with. But look, honestly, I don't mind the fact that it's got fabric seats. I don't mind that there's no glass roof. I don't mind this little space down the bottom here either. I think it's fine, honestly. Tesla's not known for being too ostentatious with their trims, so this is okay. Not having a glass roof is honestly not a big problem in Australia. If you can get a cheaper car and it still has ability to add, FSD supervised with the hardware 4, then I think it's not a bad thing. If they can bring it down to low 50s or sub 50s for entry level Model Y, that could be a good thing. We shall see.
Low 50s, that'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. We need a new name, guys. We can't have Riz Spec, Roland Spec, or Tom Spec for the budget Model Y. We need a new name for this.
Elon spec. Oh no, that's the wrong spec. Sorry.
That's like super spec.
That's the Roadster. That's 2 weeks away.
Oh yeah. So just quickly on that. So logistically, these two models in the US, the Y and the 3 Standard, will be built in Texas. In Europe, we've only got the Model Y Standard. There's no 3 as far as I can see yet. That will be built, I believe, in Berlin. Now, I doubt we're going to get this model from Berlin, given the Model Y Performance, which is the first model to come from Berlin, is $10,000 more than the previous generation. Yes, it's got quite a lot of kit added to it, but that's the cost of shipping stuff and pretty bespoke sort of getting the cars to Australia. But Tesla Owners Club of UK reckons that it's likely that they will receive this car under £40,000, which is sort of the sweet spot they're looking at to be eligible for some sort of incentives. But locally in Australia, I think we'll have to wait till Giga Shanghai has ramped up their Model Y L, which is the 6-seater they're making. And then there's rumors that have already started in China this week that they're supposed to be getting they're starting to work on potential production of the standard cars for the Chinese and broader export markets.
I mean, for a budget Model Y, it makes sense for our market to use the Shanghai factory. I mean, why use Berlin or Texas? It'll just make it more expensive, right? So you would think the Chinese probably have some appetite for this kind of budget spec as well. So we should just use that to bring cars from them or from their factory to come over here. Yeah, I think this will be good. I think more options at the low end of the market will be good. I think that the Uber and DDs of the world will definitely take this up for their fleet. Makes sense to me. If I'm going to ride share, a cheaper car makes sense. All right, we'll watch this space. Thanks, Riz, for the article. Some comments from people. So Pauline saying not having a glass strip is a bonus. I agree. I think it's a bonus, actually. It's a good thing. Yeah, Hassie, that's right. It's still got the glass roof, but it's covered on the inside, correct. But either way, it's covered. It's good. Yeah. And the fact that it's got hardware for FSD if you want it, not a bad thing, right? You just want the full self-driving, like the actual software. You don't care about the actual car itself as much. It's not a bad thing.
I think that's where the key selling point of this car is, that it's fully kitted to do full self-driving, as in supervised. Sorry, supervised full self-driving. It's the camera and the hardware and the software is all sort of there. For if I was an Uber driver, which obviously has been alluded to already, and I wasn't driving my Spectre, then I would consider one of these. With full self-driving, it just makes driving a bit easier. And yeah, that sort of spec. And Tesla may decide that there is a fleet-friendly price for this for businesses that want to transition. We're already seeing across our cities, Uber electrics and a lot of taxi services. We've seen them use Model Ys for a while now, so could be something for them as they decide to electrify their fleets. And obviously, the good thing with that is even consumers have options to purchase these vehicles when they're available.
Do we need a budget Spectre? Is that kind of degrade the Rolls-Royce name? No Starlight headliner, no umbrella. What's the point, right?
Well, would you call the ZEEKR 9X? We know it's basically the Hangzhou Bay Cullinan.
Yeah.
So maybe ZEEKR is the right sort of brand to produce that budget-friendly vehicle with obviously pretty much a similar or even higher level of luxury at a quarter the price.
The Chinese can do luxury well. Having watched a lot of IG reels on their EVs there, it's fantastic. It's so good. We may never see them, but they have a great time just scrolling on their phone while the car drives itself and the passengers lying down. All good things. Just staying with Tesla news for the time being, just to remind you, as Rahul has done here, used to be on the show, that the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive is now available in Australia and New Zealand to order. Should be in the country hopefully by the end of this year. 750 k's of a WLTP range apparently. I think that deserves some sort of range test. 750 k's of range surely is one stop Melbourne to Sydney, one stop Sydney to Gold Coast, one stop Melbourne to Adelaide. I think that could be a game changer. I think that's definitely worth testing when that comes out.
And just off the back of that, this in China, the regulatory sort of system, they've highlighted that Tesla is going to be launching a Model Y equivalent, basically a rear-wheel drive, long-range vehicle that's a Model Y. In Australia, when they've launched this particular Model 3 version, they've gotten rid of the long-range all-wheel drive. So now you've got rear-wheel drive, long-range rear-wheel drive, and if you want all-wheel drive in the Model 3, you've got to go the performance all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm. I think that's not a bad marketing move, actually, because the value was previously the long-range all-wheel drive. Now, if you want the all-wheel drive, you just go Roland spec, performance all-wheel drive. And, if you want a bigger battery, you want more range, right? So I think it makes a lot of sense to me personally.
And you won't be disappointed too if you just go the top spec, because you've got the best.
Correct. There's only one spec, right, Roland? Don't even bother.
Actually, just on that, they also did improve the range on the Model 3 performance as well. It's gone from 528 to, I think, 571.
Nice. And I assume that's just little incremental improvements, right? Rather than changing the battery. They're just aerodynamics.
I believe it's a slightly bigger battery.
Battery? Okay. Yeah. Righto. Cool. Just quietly, more Tesla news. So in Australia, I'm not sure how many of these are left in the inventory, but they've slashed the full self-driving supervised software for inventory stock as well. So not bad for a good deal for those inventory cars for Model 3s at the moment. So some good deals going around. And also, as Nash, our friend, pointed out, premium connectivity has increased by about 40%. So $9.99 a month to now $13.99 a month. Look, I'm sure if you're a Tesla fan, it won't matter. I think it's probably still worth getting. Roland, I think you've still got a Tesla, and so do you, Riz. Did you still get Spotify connectivity?
Yep.
And traffic awareness as well, like traffic routing. Yep.
It's the
Um,
traffic thing and the remote sentry as the key
yes.
the key ones. And the traffic, and also the live visualization, like the live map, the one that looks like real world, as opposed to the cartoon type map.
Yep. I guess the question for you, gents, is it still worth it? Just as a disclaimer, my Model S, I think, has premium connectivity built into it because it's grandfathered from 10 years ago. But do you guys think it's still worth the extra 40% increase?
I think so, because so let's compare, right? Recently, we've heard news that BYD now will be they had the free, let's call it the data plans for 2 years. Now, a fair few of the vehicles are coming off that. So now, apparently, through the BYD app, you can buy a monthly pack like this premium connectivity Tesla was offering for $9.99 a month. The only thing is that's capped to 2 GB, where this, as far as I know, is unlimited. So you could be watching YouTube videos, Netflix, whatever you have to do if you're supercharging or doing something. In my experience, it's worth it, but there's plenty of other people that that prefer hotspotting and whatever else people like to do with that sort of stuff. But yeah, for general use, I think it's worth it. Roland?
Yeah, just to add on to that, before I go through my thoughts, also the remote sentry, you're limited to 15 minutes. I don't know who's watching 15 minutes worth, but I do recall there's been previous social media posts that people go, hey, I can't look at sentry anymore, because if you looked at it for over 15 minutes, it says you've reached a limit for the day.
Right.
So there's that too. But yeah, I'm with you. I feel like, for me, it's a convenience thing. Like I know, like people have already started saying all over social media, you can set like Apple shortcuts, and there's like the Android ones where you can set, as soon as it's connected Bluetooth to the car, it automatically turns on hotspot. So it works like 95% of the time. But again, like if I think maybe for my Model X, it's less worth it because I don't have remote sentry. But for my Model Y, it's definitely still worth it having that remote sentry. And the traffic thing is just a convenience thing, but remote sentry for me alone is worth it.
I think as an alternative, if I didn't want to pay for this, as I used to do, just hook up a mount with your device with Waze and Spotify and so on. It's not as good, I know, but you can just log into your Spotify through the Tesla native app anyway. So I think there are ways around it. But as you said, guys, it's the convenience of having on-screen real-time traffic monitoring. Admittedly, without the real-time, police radar, all those kind of things are Waze offers, but yeah, it's a tough one, whether it's still worth the $14. So let us know in your thoughts, guys, what you think. Speaking of the BYD thing, Riz, we'll talk about that very shortly. We've got news on the BYD connectivity, of course, as well. Yes, Gene's saying, after 2.5 years, I finally had to pay $9.99 for 2 GB connectivity for Atto 3. So that's per month, I assume, Gene, for that extra data plan. Just let us know. And as Cameron, yes, the Model S is a vintage. Well, it's been a vintage for a while, actually. 10 years, celebrating 10 years in November. I've got a special video coming up. Did an independent battery test with it, so I can tell you exactly how much degradation it has experienced, thanks to our friends at Test EV. Nathan Gore-Brown, shout out to you for testing my car in Sydney recently. So watch out for that video in a month's time. Thanks, Gene. Yes, a month as well. Thanks. Okay. Apparently Grant says Joy and I were on some sort of Channel 9 show on FSD. Okay, I haven't seen that yet, so I wonder what that's about. Hopefully it's not too bad on mainstream media. I always worry when our faces show up. Yeah, 2 gigs. Thank you, Lightning. It's good. Yes. No, we will cover other cars. It's quite Tesla heavy today. I do appreciate that, but there's lots to cover. We will get to other cars very shortly, so don't worry. We do try to cover as much as we can. But unfortunately, there is one more Tesla bit of news. So, Roland, you've got telling us earlier that's Model 3 performance updates. So, front fascia camera, indicator stalk is back, and black Tesla badging for the Model 3. So, all those goodies for Model 3 orders, as well as the greater range as well. Look, this is controversial, but I like the fact that the indicator stalk is back. I'm sorry. It's good. It's just too... I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. I prefer just muscle memory, from 20 years of driving. Just, it's quicker, especially when you're stressed. That's just me. And one more bit of Tesla news. So yes, V2L comes to Tesla. Hey, look at that. That's good. New Model Y Performance offering V2L in America, at least, with a Tesla outlet adapter. Excellent. Tesla has entered the chat from a V2L point of view. Good. Question for ZEEKR. Does ZEEKR 7X have or require premium connectivity? Riz, you can probably answer that.
I think it does. One of the owners today was telling me a little bit about it, and he mentioned that he believes it's 5 years. And maybe that was part of some initial offer. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it does have it. One thing, since we're talking about premium connectivity, is which networks are they using for? We know
Not
Tesla
Optus.
is Telstra.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just not sure whether other, viewers or listeners have a better idea of what others such as BYD or Polestar or others are using.
Polestar had
it's
Optus
just
because I remember there was an outage either earlier this year or last year, and there were people saying that they couldn't access anything unless they've changed.
Yes, I remember
It
that.
definitely was. At one point, Polestar definitely was on Optus.
Yeah, Tesla's definitely Telstra. There was an outage a few years ago, and a lot of the Tesla owners were out. Andrew's saying 7X free premium connectivity for 5 years. That's great.
Yep.
That's good. BYD is Telstra. Yes, I can confirm that as well when I had my seal. Gene says, one good thing about paying each month, you can decide to take a data holiday. Look, to be honest, BYD, I probably wouldn't pay for it because I was using my Apple CarPlay connectivity anyway. So I was using my own phone's payment plan. So I probably wouldn't pay the extra.
Can I just say one thing about the connectivity before we move on? I'm
Sure.
on ZEEKR's website because I was checking because I thought I recalled seeing it when you go through the order page that you get the 5 years included. Talk about terminology. Like Tesla's got the premium connectivity name, and in ZEEKR they're calling it standard connectivity. It says 5 years included. Are we going to start seeing people start to give different names for the same thing?
Well, I mean, here's their chance to be quite creative, right? Let's call it something else.
Well,
Again,
so while we're talking about that, what happened to XPENG's Sentry mode? What's it called, or what's BYD's Centennial?
No,
Sentinel.
XPeng changed it. It's like X. I covered it in my video. It's got an X name. They changed it from Sentinel mode. I just forget what it's called.
Really?
Yeah, it's from the recent update. I just forget the name. On the app, it's Sentinel mode, but in the car, it's like Xentry or something. Something, quite brand focused. I just forget what it's called. Someone with an Xpeng can tell me. Yeah, but ZEEKR's got Sentry mode too, doesn't it?
I'm not sure,
Yes.
actually. Someone, yeah.
It does. I remember having a look at it. At this point in time, you had to turn it on after every drive, though. It does turn off. It doesn't have dash cam, but I do recall there was Sentry mode, and you have to turn it on every time you drive.
Same with Xpeng, but you can do an X combo and like just have it on when you come into the car if you want, or when you park the car.
Yep.
So it's good. All right. Now let's just quickly thank our sponsors real quick. Take a little break. Thank you to, once I put this on, there we go. Thank you to Hankook Tires, Ion EV Tires. Check them out. 70,000 kilometer guarantee, I believe, for their tires. Thank you to Power Shop for their EV plans. You've got day plans, night plans. If you don't want a wholesale price like Amber, then if you want more sort of reliability with how much you're paying, then yeah, Power Shop's the way to go. And of course, thank you to Riz from Carlube, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Thank you to our sponsors for this evening. Now, this is kind of a Tesla bit of news, not really. It's Tesla hardware at least, and good to see more Tesla supercharging hardware being used in other sort of, other, what do you call it, CPOs?
Operators,
thank you. Yep. Using Tesla hardware. And as we know, Tesla is quite reliable from that point of view. So admittedly, 800 volt cars may suffer a bit, but everything else, it's quite reliable for that reason. So I don't mind seeing this, other CPO branded hardware in the UK. Hopefully here too in Australia, guys, moving forward.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, it is good, reliable hardware, and they are pushing a lot more of white labeling. Something pretty exclusive for our viewers and listeners. I heard uh, something pretty sort of, I think it's exciting. There's some big plans in 2026 for charging in Australia.
Ooh.
High powered, many bays, and that network is already very extensive Australia wide. You can read between the lines of what it is, but yeah, they're one of the cheapest fast charging networks, and they have very serious growth plans for next year. So watch this space. There's something in it for 800-volt cars. There's something in it for 400-volt cars, and it is going to happen. It's going to happen very quickly. So whether you drive Tesla, BYD, or 800-volt cars like the XPENG ZEEKR 7X and many others that are coming, there'll be something in it for everybody. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So watch this space.
Ooh, time for 20 questions, Riz. So already in the country, this CPO.
Already in the country.
Is it a fossil fuel provider as well, or purely EVs at the moment?
Look, that would give it away.
Can't tell. I tried.
Let's just say renewables is the big focus.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's the slogan. So
okay. I don't know this, by the way. I'm actually trying to guess. So don't worry. Don't ask me either. But that's good, Riz. That's great.
Is it what Tassie EV said? Asked.
Is it NRMA? I mean, it makes sense, right? They're kind of trying to roll one out already. That's good, though.
No.
No. Okay. That's that then. Rule them out. EV, Charge Fox, Exploring. That's good, though. That's good. I thought it might be.
Anyway,
I thought you might have said.
They're coming.
I thought you might have said maybe Flow Power, because they did publicly say they were going to come to Australia from the UK.
The Flow Power, that's part of the plan, but no, it's not them.
Okay. Oh, it could be. It could be OTR, actually, because they are quite big already in this country.
They've been planning on, but then they were acquired by Viva, Shell, so I haven't seen too many.
Shell.
Has anyone seen any Shell petrol stations with the OTR or whatever they were going to put in, like in terms of charging? I haven't heard too much.
No, haven't either. Yeah, I've been meaning to go to a Bunnings. There's only a few in Sydney, so I think Roland, you've been to one, haven't you?
No.
No?
They should put one at Castle Hill.
Yeah,
There's two floors of parking. No one parks down below.
Same with Chatswood. No one parks below either.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Just on Bunnings, I'm noticing that originally some of the Bunnings sites had the Schneider equipment, but on the Explorer network. But now Ocular equipment is starting to show up, which could mean there's a broader rollout in the works. So these are 60 kilowatt dual port. I know they're not the fastest, but hey, on a post, 2 CCS ports at a Bunnings, 60 kilowatts, I'd take that. So yeah, if that's happening, they're affordable but reliable charges, and they're going. So yeah, Explorer is another network that I think could be doing some pretty interesting things, especially if they can really capture that retail space. But also it's a good thing because people go to Bunnings, they're going to see charges, they're going to see, well, EVs are actually real. They're here now. So yeah, exciting.
They should put the sausage sizzle next to the EV chargers. That'll definitely get people interested, right? My nose always follows the snags. So anyway, the story writes itself. Justin, Shell at Coomera, Queensland has an EV charger. I think you shared this with us as well. So let's have a look. This is your picture, Justin. Thank you. Woolies charger. Woolies is another company doing good things, putting chargers in their car parks. It's good. Not the fastest, but that's okay. Most people shop for an hour or so. So 47 kilowatts is probably okay for a quick top up if you need it. It's good. And I think it's, I think there's a deal with their, what is it called? Woolies Rewards as well. So all good things. And as we quickly touched on as well previously, BYD owners starting to get charged for their data plan. There you go. Officially from a Facebook post there I can see. There you go. Let us know in the comments if that is something you would pursue, you would keep paying for. Usual lots of comments there, both positive and negative from Facebook. Thank you.
And that one, when I posted, was negative because it was on the day of expiry that the notification was sent out.
Yeah. Not good. There you go. The official sort of price there. Thank you, Arm, for posting that. Yeah, as I said, I probably wouldn't because I use Spotify on Apple CarPlay, but each to their own. And now, is this still worth posting? Let's see. Let's have a look. So, XPENG News, I think there was a deal for 5 years free servicing if you bought an XPENG in September. I don't know if it's still valid, guys. I'll have to double check the fine print.
I think there is. I think it is because they're, as far as I can see, those offers are still on.
Point number one. It was point number one there till end of October.
Oh, yeah,
scroll
cool.
down a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, thank you. Yep, 31st October. So you got 15 days, 16 days. Oh, until allocation exhausted. Oh, how many thousands of cars have they got here, Riz?
Have we got numbers, Riz?
Look, all I'll say this time is it's around about 1,700 cars so far that they've delivered. So
I just wish they would.
More, could be huh?
I just wish they would report, right? I have asked them officially to report. They said they're working on it, whatever that means. So hopefully that'll help boost numbers, right? If we can get reports from XPENG, ZEEKR.
Well, Carloop's shipping data says that they are, they're around that 1,700 to 1,800 mark. But yeah, just waiting on the September figures. But yeah, it's I don't think it's that 1,000 plus that was mentioned in that press release that we sort of thought about it, spoke about it. We just weren't sure. So we wanted the coming months to tell us a different story, but I don't think it has.
Now, I got asked quite a bit, G6 versus 7X. Okay, so in my head, in terms of drive quality, I think the 7X actually does drive better. It seems like a more stable, smooth ride. You can agree or disagree with me. But I think where the G6 is good is in that the base spec, you get quite a lot for that money. It's still a very good value car. And this is obviously the 2023-24 build we get in Australia. We don't know what the new G6 drives like. And obviously you don't get the all-wheel drive variant as well with the XPENG G6. So if you want an all-wheel drive variant, then obviously the 7X is where the money's at. But I think a G6 is still a very good value car for the rear-wheel drive long range. That's just my opinion. Yeah, and 5 years free servicing. That's good. Does ZEEKR have a similar plan for early adopters? Free servicing?
Did they have an offer? They had some sort of I think they had a servicing offer bundled in. I can't remember now.
Can't remember. Someone can tell us. Okay, there you go. That's XPENG G6. And all right, let's push into this story now. So we hinted at this earlier, the GAC Aion V. So GAC stands for Guangzhou Automotive, C for Corporation, I think. Something like that. It's from Guangzhou in China. So GAC, Aion V, mid-size SUV, coming to Australia, confirmed via this press release. There you go, November 2025. That's when it's coming. They're launching the Aion V, which is a full EV, as well as the M8, which is a plug-in hybrid, and then this M-Zoom. I think this is a ICE car, isn't it? M-Zoom, from what I can read. Yeah, so obviously we're interested in the Aion V. Had a quick drive of this earlier this year in Singapore. No, I didn't drive it. I had a look at it. It was sitting in the car park at the GAC dealership. It's unusual, gents, in that it's not... look, with no disrespect to GAC, it doesn't look as futuristic as, say, the G6 or the 7X. It looks actually quite boxy, right? Quite standard. Would you agree?
Reminds me of a Subaru Forester.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's sort of the smart #5 that didn't come.
Yeah.
Like it's got the boxier looks and yeah, I guess I also agree that Subaru owners, you haven't fully, if you don't want to be what's it called, Solterra, you have electric boxy option. It's specs wise, it's pretty good. I think it charges at up to 180 kilowatts DC charging, which is not bad. The interior, you've sat in it, Tom. I had a bit of a play when they surprisingly rocked up at the show in Melbourne last year. It has like fully flat seats, so you can technically sleep in it. And I just overall, it's going to be unique in the market.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a picture of the Ion V, I don't think. This is more looks like the other one. The Y, I think. It's not quite the right pic, is it? I'll have to double check all that. But looks like there's an LFP variant as well. Yeah, it looks okay on the inside. Again, not the fanciest looking EV, but if they can price this right, this could take a lot of market share from, the current front runners in BYD and ZEEKR and Tesla and so on. So yeah, I'm curious, gents, to see where this lands. It surely have to compete with the Deepal S07, which is now sub 50 drive away, right? So be good if this is 45 to 50, right?
That's what I'm expecting it to be at, around the 45 mark as a starting price, especially given the competition that's here already and what's coming.
Yep. Boxy looking Kia EV5. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. Yep, good call. Yeah, Cameron says Ion V also looks a little bit like a Kia, correct? Grandpa, not as good looking as the IONIQ 6. Poor old IONIQ 6. Which by the way, huge price drops this week, or last week, whenever it was. We are talking like 35, 38, 36% price drop for the IONIQ 6 in Australia. That's huge. You can get one for sub 50,000 for the dynamic trim at the moment. That's crazy for an IONIQ.
It's an MY23. We're near the end of 2025, though. So
you had to spoil the party, didn't you, Roland? But you're right. It's an older car.
I have a theory with these price drops, which is I think Hyundai's been paying too much attention to the AFL Grand Final that we had, particularly the live performance by Snoop Dogg, Drop It Like It's Hot. And that's what they've done. They've dropped all the prices to a stage where they're giving them away.
That is a crazy drop. It's like bargaining in a market, right? You think, what? You just gave me a 50% off the price. It wasn't worth that much to begin with, clearly. Like that's a huge discount. 77 grand to 50 grand. Wow. That's massive. Gents, can looks be forgiven for a price drop like that?
IONIQ 6, yeah, it's not the, it's polarizing, let's call it that.
Yeah, I think for me it can. I think so. Yeah, for the right price. Though Roland spec for you, 50 grand, 59.9, that's not too bad still. 60 grand for drive away.
Yeah, it needs to be faster though.
Yeah. Is it even 4 seconds?
This one's not. No, this one I think it's in the 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, that's slow actually.
Because if I remember right, total was 200 something kilowatts, low 200s, under 250.
Yep. Well, I guess if you want to
streamliner.
Streamliner.
Sorry, that's what they call the IONIQ 6, the streamliner. It's so slippery that I think on freeways it gets like 10 or 11 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers.
Right, you're talking about the drag coefficient.
Yeah, and then that's what the marketing title was, IONIQ 6 Streamliner.
Yeah, I mean you can tell, right? Look at the way the air leaves the back. It's just like that 911 just at the back. Yep, agreed. Here's the question: Insta now sub 40 drive away. That's a bit more palatable. Can it compete with the Dolphins and the MG4s of the world? That is the question. Sub 40. Small car though, very small.
They're trying to get in before the Atto 1 comes.
Oh, true that. I think Hyundai have said that these prices won't last. I sound like an ad now. Apparently they will go back to the regular schedule pricing next year. So look, I'm not flogging these, but I'm just saying, these are good prices for now.
So
but as always,
I guess just quickly, what happened? Remember, it was like a chook raffle, Tom. A couple of years ago, we were covering it on the EV show here. That it used to be like they used to go on sale, and within 10 minutes, Hyundai's website would crash, and all of a sudden you had like people that couldn't get orders in for the IONIQ 5s and 6s. Now is the time to buy, whether you're buying new or used. They're giving them away.
I remember that, Riz. Thanks for reminding me. The IONIQ 5 when it first came out, it's like, we've only got 500 stock, and then boom, all the fans will go in there and get it. Not a bad marketing ploy, actually, to say, oh, wow, look how quickly they're selling it. So, yeah, it worked, correct. And now there's, as you said, giving it away now. But not the 5s, though. The 5 is not on, oh, is it? Oh, but the standard range is on sale. I think that's still a fairly popular car, the IONIQ 5. It's quite iconic. And the Kona is quite good as well. It's quite, for 50 grand, a little bit steep, but it's still good quality, of course. That's Hyundai. Now, what else is on sale? So, Smart Hashtag 1 also on sale from $47,990 drive away. That's a bit more palatable too. So, $10,000 sale on the Smart Hashtag 1. I still think the 3 looks better, but hey, that's a good start, right, from LSH. So, not bad at all. Yeah, Lightning. Who wants to see an EV class at Bathurst 1000? Yeah, why not? Little quick 10-lap sprint. Sure. I'm all
They
for
could
it.
showcase new fast chargers, Whoever gets here first with the fastest charger.
Like a 10-minute pit stop.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lewis says someone else. He's also seen our FSD ad on 60 Minutes. I better watch that. It's probably a mixed picture. That's what happens when you're realistic with FSD. Stuff gets cherry picked for whatever's needed. It's probably on this Sunday.
So hang on, can they do that? Can they randomly take video footage from creators and others' channels and put it as an ad for the things that are potentially, not portrayed in the, without the context? I don't know.
I don't know. Did the channel get mentioned, Lewis? You'll have to ask. I have to look at that ad again. I think if they mention the channel or add the icon of the maybe, I don't know. But what are you gonna do? Sue Fairfax?
Invoice them. Don't sue them. Invoice them.
Yeah. How much? 88,888. Reckon starting at
Spectre.
Oh yeah. What can you do, right? We're small fish. Oh, I'm a small fish anyway. What can you do? It's a big pond. Okay, more cars. We're almost at the end, but we've got a few more cars. So GWM bringing another electric SUV finally after the Aura. It's been around for a while. What are we talking here? What kind of car they're bringing?
I think we're talking slightly bigger than the Atto 3, or some around about the same size. You can sort of see it's like a bloatier Aura Cat. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty I think we're gonna get it probably the first quarter of next year, and this is one of the few electric cars that are in the works at GWM for markets like ours, particularly with NVES in play now.
Yeah, 4.5 meters, so just slightly smaller than the Geely EX5. Slightly bigger than the MGS5. So yeah, that's not a bad segment. That's probably the next segment that needs to be flushed out. That smaller SUV, bigger hatch. So it's good. Yeah, it does look like a bloated Aura. Not a bad looking car actually. So yeah, I mean, hoping Riz and Roland, it's got to be 40s, right? Low 40s, high 30s.
Yeah.
Definitely no 5s.
No 5s. Definitely not. 150 kilowatts peak power. Again, that's the same as my MGS5 now. 1.5 tons. Yeah, good specs. 48 to 63 kilowatt hour. Hopefully LFP as well. Yeah, I think GWM are due for that. There's a few of their hybrids on the market. The Canon Alpha, the H6 GT. So Tank. Yep. That's right. So good to see. What's this from, Riz? This is from China?
That must be the standard, the Aura that's there now with the pricing.
The current Aura. Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think the Aura extended range was quite a good deal from memory when I covered it last time. It's good. And Roland, this is yours. So Leapmotor B10 ADR approved. That's good. Another small SUV, big hatch coming onto the market. Rear-wheel drive, good battery size. Could be compelling.
Good price too. I think it was
good
like
price.
$39,000 and $41,000 or $42,000 drive away.
Yeah. Great price. Yeah. I'm just a little bit concerned about, because having driven the C10 recently, the ADAS was not good. It was quite grippy. would pull you off
Right.
your line quite sharply. So hopefully they'll fix that with the B10, and hopefully Apple CarPlay, Android Auto at launch as well.
So the CarPlay and Android Auto is Q1 or January, one of the two.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, it looks like a small C10, right? So yeah, not a bad design either. Good, and rear-wheel drive, obviously, as well. Good. And what else have we got? Oh yes, thank you, Aaron. I'm not sure if he's watching tonight. Aaron's saying he spotted a few EVs in New York on his holiday. So what do we got here? Fisker Ocean. Bit of a souvenir now, isn't it? Fisker museum piece. You got a Lucid. Where do I get these? These are sexy vehicles. These Lucids, I gotta say.
That looks so good.
So nice, right? That's a slippery car. Very slippery. They'd be quite expensive, I imagine, if they ever came here.
Yeah.
You probably only get 3 of these for your Spectres rather than 20 MGS5s.
Well, all I'll say is the Lucid has Saudi money all over it, where Spectre still is very much through and through British, German, whatever you want to call it.
That's right. Pick your battles. And then the New York Mustang Mach-E, although it's now just called a Mach-E police car, NYPD. That's cool. Did I ever tell you the story of I was stopped by the police here in Sydney when I was driving this Mach-E, and I thought I was in trouble. It was like a random breath test, right? I hadn't drunk yet, but still. The cop a policeman looked in and went, "Ooh, show me what this car's about." And he had a look inside, and he gave me permission to just slide off quickly past the ranks.
Right.
That was good fun. Yeah, that's good. That's good they're using EVs in America. And now this is the interesting thing I found just browsing on the internet here. So if you are confused by the Chinese EV brands in the market, and just Chinese EV brands in general, as Riz and I sometimes are when we go to China for press things, this is kind of someone's opinion of where these brands position themselves in the Chinese market. So up the top here, high-tech stuff like Xiaomi, Neo, Ato, Avatar, Li Auto, and then the premium stuff's like M Hero, Denza, and then semi-premium. So this is where XPENG, ZEEKR, Voya, Onvo, IM sit in that semi-premium space, and then super mainstream, which I assume Tesla is in there. Where's Tesla? I can't see it. Someone's pointed out to me. I guess it's not technically a Chinese brand, Tesla, but this is where BYD, Omoda, Deepal. Oh, Deepal's considered super mainstream. Okay. Firefly, and then mainstream is MG, GAC, Aura, Havel, Baojun, Geely, Nita. Entry level stuff. I don't think we'll ever see some of this in Australia. The entry level stuff you see in China. The Great Wall's down here in entry level, which is GWM.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, nice little graphic there to help me as well, just to position where these brands sit. Link & Co. is in super mainstream, apparently. Yeah, interesting. Do we disagree with this? Anything we should any of these move up and down? What do you think? Or that's pretty good?
I think ZEEKR should be moving up because of the 9X and a couple of those, 009, those sort of, let's call them luxury vehicles in their own right.
Hangzhou Cullinans, yep. As you said.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I saw an Arc Fox when I was with Deepal at the testing grounds there. They look pretty good. Is Tank not the GWM Tank, right? Is that a different brand? Tank?
I think it is the same brand. Maybe it's
Same?
maybe it's a separate, maybe it's a separate brand itself in China. So Tank products are Tank, although it's made by GWM.
Yeah, Cameron, 109 brands. It is insane, actually. If you ever get to go to China, you're just stunned by how many cars, different brands. You just cannot name them all. I can't anyway. There's just so many to choose from. There's a few you go, okay, I know that one, but yeah, it's just insane. So yeah, I'll leave that up there for a little while, and that's what you can refer to if you get lost with all the brands coming to market. Okay, well, gents, another good show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Roland. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was great to be back. Lots to cover. Still plenty more.
Plenty more. And check out Roland's YouTube channel, zapped on the video description below. As always, Riz, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us from the Bonza Lounge.
Awesome to be on. Great, Tom, Roland, to be back on. And yeah, I know today was a little bit Tesla heavy. We covered ZEEKR and a few other things, but I think as we get into sort of the next couple of weeks, I don't think things are going to slow down, gents, before the end of this year. It looks like this. We've spoken about a couple of models that are going to be launching. Potentially even Australia's cheapest electric car that's going to be launched as well. That will create a whole lot of buzz amongst mainstream. You can buy electric cars for around $25,000 potentially. So, you know, anyway, lots of things for us. And thank you to all our audience and viewers and listeners for sharing all of your insights. And yeah, amazing to always get a chance to hear what you guys are thinking as well.
Yep. Thank you for the bi-directional learning. Maybe we should change the show to bi-directional live stream. We just learn as much as you guys, as we do, as you from us, hopefully. So I love it. I love doing this Wednesday with you guys and audience as well. So yeah, we missed you every Wednesday last few weeks, but yeah, it's good to be back and good to be learning more about what's coming up in the Australian market. Thank you, Riz. Thank you, Roland. And thank you, everyone. Have a good night. We shall see you all same bat channel, same bat time next week. Bye for now.